Welcome back to the Tapping Out Show. My name is Jeremy.
This is Matt.
And then we're actually going to do
Huge Arker Bourbon Barrel Imperial Stout. Food pairing with this, it says oysters, short ribs, dark chocolate truffles. So, you know, this is definitely connoisseur's beer.
Yeah.
This is going to be, you know, not for a beginner. Definitely going to be strong, got a lot of flavor, got a lot of bitterness. You know, so I'm looking forward to seeing what this guy tastes like.
The one thing we did not realize, but came to realize after looking this up, is that Anderson Valley actually has a whole wild turkey plethora of beers that they make barreled in wild turkey barrels.
I don't think I've had any beer that's actually aged in wild turkey barrels, so
they have at least 4. So
yeah, so it seems like that's probably their thing. So it's going to be pretty strong. It's going to have a lot of flavor, but you know, let's see how it all blends together.
Let's crack this open. I'm actually kind of excited for this one.
And this brewery is out of California. It's at Boonville, California, which
it's Montecito, I think.
Is up in Northern California area, if I'm understanding correctly. That thing's really dark.
Yeah, that's pretty heavy.
Really no head on it.
It is an Imperial Stout, so, I mean, this isn't a surprise to us. It was just, it's the only thing...
High alcohol, full flavor.
Well, the only thing I can compare it to is... It's almost not even stout color. It's almost...
It's like the Black Death.
It's almost Coca-Cola? Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah, I mean, it's almost that Coca-Cola kind of blackness without the bubbles, of course.
You can smell the bourbon off the bat. I can't really smell any malt, which is supposed to be a pretty heavy malted beer, especially for being an Imperial.
I think a lot of the vapors is kind of covering it up right now.
I think so.
Well, just from the bourbon, I smell mostly bourbon myself.
Yeah, I can smell the wild turkey, but let's try it.
Cheers!
Cheers! Wow.
It's a strong, full flavored beer.
I love these kind of beers, and that's kind of rough. That's a little bit.
It's a lot of flavor. I think it's done on purpose. You know, this is, you know, your connoisseurs kind of full flavor. Yeah. You know, people put things in bourbon barrel aged, not to make it light and easy to drink. You know, normally it's to make it strong and double fermentation and give it that flavor.
13.5.
It's not hard to drink for 13.5.
It's not hard to drink for 13.5. Some of the Lost Abbey ones we've done that are less than this are harder to drink than... I'm going to say that you can definitely... It's weird. Most barrel-aged Imperials that we have that are any kind of booze barrels, obviously, you taste the booze in the beginning and then the stout, like the malt at the end. And I almost want to say it's kind of backwards with this, where it's really heavy malt. It's very stouty, and then at the end, like that last little like linger on your mouth, you can almost taste the bourbon.
It's almost like you taste the wild turkey a little bit in the end versus in the beginning, like you said, with the aging. And I definitely agree with that. It's a strong beer. If you like this kind of beer, you'll probably like this. I would say, you know, if this is your kind of thing. You know, it's got the high IBUs, so I mean, the bitterness is not a shock to me.
It's a little tart.
Some of these are not as high in the IBUs, but this is a good full-bodied connoisseurs, you know, kind of beer, I would say.
And I would say this really is up my alley, and it was a little bit of a shock to drink it. It's good, but it's almost, because you always see those ones that say barrel aged, and they even give you what the barrel, like Maker's Mark, wild turkey, and you don't really taste it. You do taste the char from the barrel. You do taste, you know, the heaviness from the wood, the angel share, you know, devil's cut kind of stuff. But this, you can actually almost taste a bourbon taste. I mean, there really is a hint of bourbon
on the back end too.
Yeah,
which is
so
crazy.
If that's your thing, good. To me, it was. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying that it wasn't what I was expecting, and it's for the alcohol content in it. It's actually really good. But we're gonna finish these out. If you know anything else like this, because we've been really trying to find a lot of imperials that hold higher alcohol content, just because that's what we're into. Send us an email. It's info@tappingoutshow.com. Social media, it's all of it. Just one word, Tapping Out Show. And besides that, we're going to finish these and cheers. You guys have a good night.